And we are live indeed. New week, new Tuesday, new episode, and tonight we have a special guest stars. Not one, but two guest stars. And today we have. I was thinking how to introduce them, but I found it really simple and nice, and that's called tonight we have the Golden Boys, if I may call it like that, because I'm very proud to say that they are student ambassadors and they're proudly sharing their knowledge with everyone around the world, if I may say like that. And tonight I would like to welcome Bojan and Marko. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for the invite, Martin.
Oh, it's my
It's
pleasure
a pleasure
having you
being
both.
on your
Yeah.
podcast. So
This will be funny.
will
Three
be
people
fun.
at the same time talking a lot. This will be quite funny now to see that. In the... Nice,
Yeah, you
nice.
guys are on top, so you have the
Yeah.
advantage.
How we will go? First Bojan, then Marko, or first Marko, then Bojan. I think Marko need to go first, then Bojan, because Bojan you're on top and Marko is down. So we agree
Yeah.
on that.
How's
and
the
we
Let's
weather
give
up there?
advantage to Marco. Yeah.
yeah. How's it going, guys? How is Tuesday for you? Busy? A lot of things doing and all that stuff. Marko?
Yeah, as always, faculty, work, MLSA, all of that stuff. Tomorrow we have an event with our community, so it's really busy working on all sides. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice. Boki?
I would say, I would say the same. We have a lot on our plate, especially these past few months, because we had very, very good speakers in our community with the Microsoft Next Gen Hero community. So we have like an MVP months, I guess. So we hosted like 3 MVP speakers till now, and tomorrow we have the 4th speaker. So I would say pretty much a busy agenda for us.
yeah, it's pretty cool to see the other side,
Yeah.
to see the difference. So
Indeed.
yeah.
And I must be honest, it was quite now interesting in how my mind reacted. I must be honest. That's why I'm laughing a little bit. You know how long I didn't heard the term faculty? I must be honest, Marco now, because he mentioned it. Because usually with the other speakers, if I may say like that, in the how was it at work? Yeah, busy meetings, and then Marco now came. Yeah, faculty every day, like chit chat, if I may say like that, chill and all that stuff. So it's a quite different, if I may say, for me when I heard. But really nice to having both of you tonight, if I may say like that. And also, I think this is 1 or 2 days ago. I think you were part of the organization and the speaking on the global Azure in Macedonia, if I remember good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So nice. What was the topic that you were discussing there, guys?
Well,
So basically, Bojan, go
Mark.
ahead.
We said Marco first, Bojan. We
Okay.
said
Okay.
Marco first.
Go.
Basically, we as students, we try to get ahead of everybody and learn all the newest topics, all the newest trends, all the new AI stuff, And basically, we presented a new Azure extension for GitHub Copilot, a bit of a mouthful. But basically, in a nutshell, it's an integration with Azure. So this extension now, GitHub Copilot, can instantly access Azure resources, and that really helps a lot and has a lot of use cases.
Indeed.
Bojan,
Anything to add?
I would say something more about how we came up with the topic, because when we were invited to Global Azure Day by the Macedonian .NET community, which is the main organizer, we were like, okay, what we should present there, because it's our first, big event for this year, and I was kind of confused, like which topic should we choose and in which area should we go. But when we consulted with the guys from the Macedonian .NET community, we came up to the idea with the extension of Azure for GitHub Copilot, which is something that I wasn't fond of until then. But when me and Marco sat down and started to work out the idea and how the event will look like, it came naturally to us to try this Azure extension for GitHub Copilot, and it went amazingly well. So I was kind of surprised of the abilities and how improved was GitHub Copilot in these recent months, and especially with this extension. Now you can just simply put GitHub Copilot on agent mode, and he can just create you an open AI model instantly with just a few clicks in your workspace in Visual Studio Code, which is something that I definitely wasn't fond of. And that was basically our demo that we showed on the event. And the reaction from the public was also surprisingly interesting, because I expected that, people would know about this, but it was vice versa. Like, I think just a few people knew about this feature, and they were quite surprised to see what we have shown them on our event. So yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
amazing experience for both of us, and I'm glad to have participated in this kind of event.
Also,
Nice,
funny
thank
thing is that we are juniors still in our studies, and this thing does 1,000 times better job than we'll do in the next 2 years. So, it's kind of frightening for us, especially.
Nice.
So, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was the feedback also.
yeah, I can imagine. I must be honest. When I was studying, basically, and you're studying on a similar university, if I may call it like that, for me was a C++, basically include .h something and libraries, then Java.
Mhm.
And if I remember good, in the third year, in third year was .NET and something like HTML and CSS. So now thinking what I was learning and what you guys are learning on the, if I may say like that, and what type of an opportunities you have to learn, either by yourself, either on university. Even for me, if it was outside of the university, it was not a lot, if I may call it. There was no cloud. It was Windows Server in that period, which if you want to try that, you need to have a licenses, a lot of money, or to work somewhere. So it was not so easy. I must be completely honest. And I'm usually saying, happy to see that you're using those opportunities now with everything is on internet. Most of the things from Microsoft side, it's free, if I may call it like that. And happy to see the both of you that you're already using, exploring, testing, doing demo on the conferences and all that stuff, which is quite nice, I think, and motivational, mostly for the younger generations like you, if I may call it like that, where basically they can easily go on the internet, just Google it, if I may say like that, or as we are saying, Bing it, just Bing there and search for the GitHub Copilot extension and all the stuff. 1 month ago, I started using it, like you guys, just to see what is happening. I didn't have a lot of time. There was a lot of ongoing and all that stuff. But how powerful it is and how much changes it will bring, that will be really interesting to see in the next coming months. How much improvement, and it will be, I think, how it's called this. The word, I think it's productivity. I think how much the productivity will increase of the developers, DevOps engineers. Yeah, now famous term, it's a machine learning engineers, AI engineers, and all this stuff. So indeed, it was nice to see, as Marko mentioned, the juniors, but you guys already went to the senior world, if I may call it like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice. Usually, what's my first question, and what usually I'm asking the guests, because we start the topic with the AI, I must immediately ask both of you. Yeah, of course, Bojan. Remember, first Marko need to answer. So, how much during the day, and of course you're on faculty and all that, how much during the day you're using, if I may say, AI, ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, and all that stuff, and how to say, how much it improves, if I may say like that, or save your time during your daily life? It's not that, sometimes it sounds like a really weird question for me. Now in my mind, I figure it out, but how much it helps you during the day, and how often do you use, if I may call it like that?
Well,
Marcin?
yeah, so basically, AI is my right wing almost throughout the whole day. in a sense that everything that I have an idea, I prompt it like, oh, this is my idea, this is what I want to do, and basically I avoid the writing stuff, like while writing code. I
Yeah.
prompted like this functionality. I want the code to do this and that, and I save the time by the code being generated and me just checking it if it's right. And in my experience with AI, ChatGPT mostly, it knows how much you know. If you are lost in the material, if you don't know the technology enough, the AI and GPT won't know it either, and it will hallucinate, and you will work in a loop endlessly. So it helps in a sense in generating also improvements of my ideas, but mainly I use it for learning and studying while working. So it's basically my right hand in everyday use.
Nice. Nice. Maybe just one small, I will add on your what you said. For me, it's something similar, but I want to say that this, I don't know if it's available on the free, but I think it is. I found that this very useful 2 weeks ago. I was analyzing one project that we are creating at my work, and there is a deep research, and it's really useful where it gives you a suggested links. Go here with the real examples, if I may call like that. Otherwise, it was always a text paragraph, explained everything nice, but now it have a hyperlink, if I may call it like that, which really helps a lot, if I may say, as a source from where this coming from. Is it relevant and all that stuff?
Exactly.
Nice,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. We should always
Nice.
check GPT of if it's
Indeed,
true.
indeed,
Yeah. Yeah.
indeed. Boki, how is going for you with AI and Chat GPT, man?
Well, I would just add that add something that Marco just said about how we use GPT and also all the other AI models. I think and the best practice is definitely to use it and then to learn from it. Because if you just copy paste stuff and just think that you need to get the job done without thinking what you need to do exactly,
Okay.
it could get you in trouble. So I'm speaking trouble in sense of sending passwords in GPT, sending API keys, or I don't know, or maybe some secrets that should have been there that should not be there. So yeah, I think we should be definitely careful of how and for what we use GPT. And in sense, for my daily routines, I definitely use AI a lot, especially because it boosts my productivity on one side, and on the other side, it gives me new ideas. It gives me improvement of the ideas, as Marco mentioned,
Yeah.
and simply it makes me a better person when I'm working on any of my projects. So I totally feel comfortable and safe when I'm using GPT, but I'm definitely paying
Careful.
attention if not to give him like some stuff that should not be there.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, indeed, I fully agree. I don't know if there is a. I heard somewhere here from a couple of students, if I may call like that, around me, that there is some type of a AI checker. I don't know if it's that the relevant name, but what they said, for example, when they prepare something, basically we were discussing a topic about IT and all that stuff, and he said, "Yeah, I need to prepare minimum 10 pages," and I said, "Yeah, you can get ideas from I don't know, ChatGPT, Copilot, these the Google, you know." And he said, "No, Martin, but we need to be quite careful because they do AI check something, plagiarism or something like that." So basically, they in the universities also. I'm just connecting the
Yeah.
dots. What you guys said, that when they send something, this checker is checks. It checks basically if the topic written there it's fully GPT. It's 80% human. I don't know how to explain another word, and all that stuff. Did you have faced with any type of an example? I would say like that. I know any colleague from university or something like that or
I
not?
mean, yeah, the AI checkers are pretty prominent in our universities, but in my opinion, I don't think that is the most relevant source of truth about if the content is generated with AI or not.
Okay.
I think it works on the basis that AI generates text in a specific sort of way.
Okay.
It sounds like AI, and they made. I think that it is an AI that checks if that's the structure of writing, if it's written by
Okay.
AI. So
Aha, you
I
want to
don't.
say the check is done. Okay, the check
Yeah, I
side
think
is
so.
doing, yeah, like by some algorithm, I suppose, and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So I
okay,
don't
makes
know.
sense. Yeah, if it's
Um,
relevant or not, I'm not sure. I heard here that they are catching a lot of students, if I may say like that. And I remember one of my neighbors, he sent some topic. I don't even ask. He said that 82% was written by me, 18% was ChatGPT, what that AI checker has set as a result for his topic that he was writing. So that's why I asked, and it came out that question if you have seen that type of an examples and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would
Nice.
I would say that I'm not that sure of how these AI checkers work, because I had a really bad example at my university. Basically,
Okay.
this was I think year and a half ago, when
Okay.
or maybe two. So this was
Okay.
the time when GPT just came off, and
Okay.
our university basically needed to take some measures in order for students not to use GPT on exams and also on trials. And
Okay.
the thing was that we do like trial exams before the original exams, and on the trial exam you need also to do good, because it also takes some points uh,
Okay.
that are calculated at the end of your grade. And when
Okay.
I did the trial exam, I got a score of 0, because the AI checker detected that I was using AI, but I didn't use AI at all. And then I needed to use another AI checker to prove the professor wrong, that I actually didn't use any AI, and
Wow.
it was purely my code. And that's why I'm totally against those AI checkers, because some of them are fake, I guess, and some of them are
Okay.
reliable, but you cannot know. Like, it's a black box. You don't know how it works. So I think, as Marco said, I'm totally against the use of AI checkers. Maybe um, if the professors know the students well, like they interact
Okay.
with them, they would know like what to expect from that student. So
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah. But it's really, yeah, it's a little bit contradiction. AI is checking AI. If I
yeah,
may say like
Exactly.
that,
yeah,
AI checker is checking the AI. If AI have done a good job,
yeah.
it's a contradiction a little bit. Now I was just thinking, well, Boki, you
Yeah.
were talking. It's quite funny. Yeah, but that is happening, I suppose. Yeah, to be relevant, I think the university need to build by itself. Maybe I would say so,
Definitely,
something like that.
definitely.
Maybe as a check and all that stuff. But yeah, let's see how it will go. Especially now with the agents, I think it will be funny to see how that progress will go. Also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but this is on the positive side, and now thinking loud with both of you, what you said that AI checkers this and that, but I have a really bad examples, but completely bad. Even sometimes I wish to have some AI checker where the people are just copy pasting the code full of secrets, key vault, this, that, resource groups, and all that stuff, which is quite bad, if I may call it like that, and a lot of confidential informations, and the people are just, yeah, control A, control C, and then control V, enter. And basically there is also that type of a people that's a little bit weird, if I may say like that. I agree the AI checker should not be everywhere, but from another perspective, but there is a people, how to say the word it's, I think, not enough educated, I think, for those type of people, because copy pasting everything in Chat GPT or Microsoft Copilot, not sure, to be honest. But let's
Yeah.
see again, how it will progress. I think it will have a lot of progress in the coming months and till next year. Let's see. But I think the main, I would say, conclusion from based on what we're discussing, I would say the first we need to try educate. I'm saying we because you guys are doing also a lot of stuff and sharing with the communities and all this stuff, educating people about AI and how they need to use, what they need to do, how they need to do, and not just copy pasting everything that they will get in touch, if I may call it like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to say that there will be a transition period, and mostly we should try to use it as a successor to Stack Overflow instead of just
Indeed.
mindlessly copy
Indeed.
pasting. So yeah,
Indeed.
uh,
Nice. Indeed. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, I think not enough. I think we will mention again AI and all the stuff. But what was the question? And I must tell you honestly, why also I would like to have you in the show. And I was always curious. I have never been. So now is the time to ask my real question. Guys, what is the meaning of a gold student ambassador? Is that again another university that you are going there, and at the end you will get a gold medal like on the Olympics? You will get a diploma. What type of a student you are on this Microsoft Gold, if I may call it that? From where this coming from? What is that, if I may call it like that? First of all, I was never asked. I never asked. I never checked. It came just a couple of weeks ago, I think, when we discussed with Bojan, and I said, "Yeah, how this come? Microsoft Gold student, and then additional ambassadors. I mean, student, ambassador, gold." And somehow it came to my mind a little bit complicated. So, what is the meaning, guys, of that?
yeah,
Roberto,
it's
a little bit. What is that, if I
it's
may call it?
first of all, it's a bit of a mouthful,
Okay.
but secondly, this is something wonderful that Microsoft do. They try to support people like us, as students that are ambitious, that maybe don't have other opportunities that can that they can take and advance in their career, in their soft skills, in their hard skills. Basically, the whole community, the whole student program aims to make you from a student to a professional in the next 2 or 3 years that you're part of it. In every aspect, they connect you with other peers, with other colleagues, so you can study with them. They help you find a mentor that can teach you all those hard skills that are needed to do your job. While doing these sorts of presentations and calls and all of that, you boost your soft skills, your public speaking, and you network a lot. And we all know how long the
Did I
Marce,
lose connection or is it Marco?
Marce, I think we are both here, so I think it's Marce's connections.
Okay, I'll continue. So
But
basically,
he's here. He is here.
here.
Okay.
Oh,
you
Bojan
lost me.
wanted immediately to continue, Marco, but you back.
Yeah, I don't know where you guys lost me, but in a sense, it's a full-on life, a second life while you do your studies, so you can be the best version of yourself. So, Boyan, please
Yeah, yeah.
take the
okay,
stage.
so
Now the full
Marco,
sentence, because we saw in two different sentences. Now the full sentence.
so basically, Marco told you the general stuff about
Yeah.
what is Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors. Now I'll tell you our journey and how we became student ambassadors. So basically, this idea came up a year and a half ago. At my university, there was a session by one Microsoft MVP and
Okay.
by another student ambassador at that time. And they were presenting a very interesting topic about GitHub uh, DevOps and also a
Okay.
DevSecOps. So it was like a full package. And it was a
Okay.
very complex topic.
That's Azure DevOps with GitHub Advanced Security, I suppose.
Yes,
You mean
exactly.
that? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
And it was a pretty much complex topic at that time. And I didn't understand anything because I was just starting my my college life. But at the end of the session, the student ambassador that was present there mentioned something about the program, about Microsoft making a new program and expanding its student resources and also searching for new student ambassadors. And I was like, okay, why not? Like it's an amazing opportunity. And also when I went with Marco, like the next day I told him about this, and we were like, okay, why not try it? Like it's for free. It doesn't take anything, and also we can learn a lot, and especially Microsoft's world. So it's like it's a dream come
Win-win.
true to be a
Yeah,
student ambassador for them. And
Nice.
that's how the story started, and now we're here.
Yeah. Everything
Yeah.
is history. The rest is history.
Yeah,
How was the
that's-
sentence?
yeah. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
exactly.
So it's not additional university, but as a my conclusion, yeah, something that is preparing you, if I may call like that, before you start your first employment. Can I say it like that?
Exactly. Yeah.
On the, as Marcia said, yeah, the soft skills, the hard skills, how is the reality basically, which is always nice to have that upfront during your university instead of after university, because after university usually you need to start looking for a job if you're not planning to go on master or PhD and all that stuff, I suppose. But yeah, that's a nice benefit, if I may call like that, and all the stuff. But can, for example, somebody that is watching this, and does it have any requirements? For example, yeah, I have a couple of friends, they're students. Can they apply, if I may call like that? Should they ping you, or how that works, if I may say like that?
Well, sure. Since they're students, they are fully eligible to join the program.
So the
They
requirement is
can
to be student, correct?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, that's nice.
It's student ambassadors after all. So
Yeah.
since you're a student, you can fill out a form on their official website, and uh, the process of getting in is a bit complicated.
Okay.
I'm not really sure about the details. I'll leave Bojan those details, the hard part.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's basically the filter. So they filter out all the students that are not ambitious enough for the
Okay.
program, because they want to be they want to uh, have selected students and have a great community, so they can't
Okay.
just
Okay.
allow everyone
But
to join.
yeah, Marcia, but the eligibility, if I may say like that, is only if I'm student or somebody else is a student can start that form, and then on the details he can get there and, I don't know, figure it out what he need to
Exactly,
do and all this. Okay. So that, yeah, for example, employed person can't be a student ambassador. That was my conclusion that I wanted to make. So basically, if you're a student, everyone is eligible. Basically, it can apply, but then depends on the person and the personality, if I may call like that. Then the person can grow, can achieve the things that you are guys doing. So that's why I was checking that. Okay,
Sure.
okay, that's nice. Boki, any details or any additional on this?
Yeah, I would add that in the program, when you enter the program, there are ranks. So there were 3 ranks in the past. So there were alpha, beta, and then gold. Now they're only beta and gold. When you enter, you're like a newbie, and you need to do some stuff in order to get to beta. And now, because both of us are gold student ambassador, the highest rank of the in the community, now we are able to mentor also other students. So basically, if somebody wants to join, we can guide them throughout the process, and also when they become student ambassadors, we can take them under our wing, and we can try to give them a hand
to mentor them, basically.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, basically, yeah, and also to give them a hand when there is a need of it. So it's a really fun adventure once you join, and it gives you a big tech world to be explored afterwards. So I think there are only benefits. You cannot be in a losing position when you join the student ambassadors, because it's free. You can only learn, and you can only benefit yourself from all of the resources that they have.
And networking people, which is the most important stuff. And I would say in this era, online era, if I may call it that, because everything it's a virtual meeting, or like me and both of you are doing now, instead of being in person on the TV show and all the stuff, for example, because a lot has changed and all the stuff, which is quite nice to hear. Wow. I would like to be a student again. Is it that will I be eligible in this case if I became again a student?
Maybe, yeah. You can try.
Yeah, we can try.
We'll stay
Indeed,
here
indeed.
with us. We'll get
Yeah,
you
yeah.
in through the back door.
You can discuss each other who will mentor me. That's the only thing that we need to figure it out. I think after that, that's the only thing. Oh, nice, nice. From the benefit side, I'm curious to how to say. Yeah, I'm curious to hear from both of you. For example, as I said on the beginning, I remember my first or second year when there was a books. Maybe you got them. Maybe you have heard about them. There was Learn C++ for Dummies, Learn C# for Dummies, the one yellow books and all that stuff. So in that period, we find out the PDF, and I think you didn't got that. There was one communication tool which was called MSN, and basically sending a PDF. During that time, it takes around 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and one PDF, 12 megabytes, 10 megabytes we are talking about. We are not talking gigabytes. So we're talking about 12 megabytes of an ebook. So I want to ask the question, how much Microsoft Learn helped to you guys as a students now, because both of you are on information of technology, if I'm not correct.
Yes.
And and how during the work or during the learning stuff, how much the Microsoft Learn web page, the portal itself, it helped to both of you, if I'm asked like that? Because from one side, I'm just thinking loud with both of you. If I'm a student now and I need to learn about C#, I can just search that on Microsoft Learn and I have a step-by-step guide. If I want to learn Python, if I want to learn PowerShell, if I want to learn, I don't know, I think for Java, I have not seen that. No, I have not seen that type of module for Java. Maybe it have, but I have not seen. There was, I think, new one from last week about Terraform also. How much it help is my question, if I may call like that.
Yeah, I mean, me and Bojan used it a lot in the beginning while we were learning. It has everything that you can imagine that's from Microsoft, that's somehow related to Microsoft, everything that you can imagine. For example, me and Bojan were doing a project with Azure, and we didn't know anything about Azure at the beginning.
Okay.
The first thing we did is open Microsoft Learn, and there is a guided path to learning Azure. And after that, we knew everything we needed to complete it successfully. So it's a great tool, a wonderful tool, and that's all you need,
Indeed.
in my opinion.
It's a nice word, wonderful. Portal, tool, service, whatever, but it's a wonderful thing, indeed, indeed. Boki, to add something?
And it's endless. Like there are a
Yes.
lot of resources that you can see and you can learn. And basically, it's like an open encyclopedia. You can find everything, and you can use it whenever you like. So it's pretty much easily navigable. So you can just navigate to each and every section that you like and each every technology that you like. And as Marco said, when we started our Azure journey, Microsoft Learn was the first one which helped us, and after that we only advanced through the documentation of Microsoft Learn, so that we did that complex part of our Azure project. So basically, a wonderful tool, and a tool that in the future could get even better.
True, and I think there is a lot of ongoing things that are working about complex projects, migrations. I was part of one, how it's called. Yeah, it's not a program. I don't know how to call it. I was pinged from somebody from Microsoft about evaluation. They are creating also about migration. So even if you migrate from AWS to Azure, which steps you need to take in consideration, what you need to do, how you need to do, and all that stuff, which is quite interesting to see all of that if people want to switch from one cloud provider to another, but also if they want to learn something new, which in my experience was completely different. I must be honest. For me, was a migration Windows Server 2003 to Windows Server 2008. So you can imagine there is a certificate, there is a file shares. There is a lot of things that need to be migrated. Active Directory domain controllers, which was always some problems.
Did you
There was
have
no book.
GPT to help you while doing that in
Yeah.
2008?
GPT, if you didn't follow the training in the past, for example, yeah, my first training, it's about Windows Server 2008 that I took for the first, and then the second was Exchange 2010. I think it was 2010. Exchange 2010. That was the first. I think that was the first era when Office 365 was starting, if I may call it that. And guys, I think I have never shared this. The only my wife now knows that information. I was crying 3 times in my life. And one of those things, it's about migration from Exchange to Office 365. Just to let you know, crying. I don't know, does it mean something? But restoring a backup from Exchange in the morning, and then immediately something gets stuck, some rules are not working, and then that means nobody can work, nobody can send email, nobody can receive email. So the whole company is in panic and all that stuff. And there was no chat GPT, Marce, just to answer on your question. There was help, and then there was a books that you need to reread 2-3 times to see if you get something, if you understand correctly. So it was quite difficult, I must be honest, and it's quite a lot of leverage for both of you. And I'm happy to see that you're already using. I must be honest and give you a big kudos, guys.
Thank you.
Really nice. Really nice. Really nice. Both of you are working, if I'm not correct, or Marko is working. Boki?
I'm finishing my bachelor degree and hopefully starting my master degree in September.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Okay, so I will focus the question for Boki. Boki, how is this world now after university, if I may call it that? Based on, I'm asking this question because you're a quite relevant example for this question. You finish university, you have been following also another virtual university, which was preparing for this part of life, if I may call it that. How much, if you think about a little bit, these two things, the university and the virtual university in this case, it helped to you now to land on a new job, let's call it like that, on a job, and then now to get into that community, which is now part of your life, 8 hours per day, all the day, blah, 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 typing, developing, and all that stuff. Did you feel enough prepared, if I may call it like that?
I would say yes, because both of them, so my university and also the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors community and also all the other communities combined, helped me achieve this level of I would say proficiency for my age. And I'm glad that I did this journey as I planned to do. So I would also say that if it weren't my university or if it weren't the part of Microsoft communities, I would have been here today. So I would be either pretty much down or somewhere like below my level now, or maybe I don't know, like somewhere totally else. So I would say that both of them benefited my career, and especially Microsoft communities when I'm talking about leadership skills, organizing events, speaking at public speaking, and those kinds of skills. You can't learn those skills at university. Because those skills are something that you need to try out of your university bubble, as I may say.
Nice. Marce?
Yeah, I completely agree with Bojan. Without the Student Ambassadors program, I wouldn't be where I am now. At work, at my internship, at my university, I wouldn't be trying as much. I definitely know myself, and that would be the case. They people see you with different eyes. They see that you're engaging in something bigger than just yourself, It's a movement to help others to connect with others, and that comes a long way in an interview, in a friendship, in every part of life. So it's definitely something special, and we're proud to be a part of it. And we try to do our best every day. So that's the main thing. It pushes you to be your best version of yourself. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, nice set, both of you. I really like it. And why I'm asking this question again, it's about, yeah, when I was going on interviews and doing internship and all the stuff, it was quite difficult. First of all, you don't have that freedom like both of you now have. You join the meet on this show, blah 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 blah. So you go on the interview and you're like, what the guy will ask? Oh, I don't know that question. What should I say? This. So I think that type of freedom, how to say, nobody can give you except you to earn it or learn it, if I may call like that, on this type of a way where you have a community like this. And I think, as you both said, it's a big benefit, I think, for the both side, win-win situation, I'm calling like that. So where you get the benefit and learn a lot of stuff, but also you bring it back, the value that you learned, if I may call it like that. Oh, that's nice. I highly recommend. I mean, for the people that will watch later on, it's really nice what I'm listening now from both of you, and happy to hear all of that. And indeed, from where is the love for the computers, both of you? I know it was
Mhm.
not so far away, but from where this love is coming from the computers, if I may call like that. Yeah, Microsoft is coming, I suppose, later based on the community discussions and all the stuff. But the love for the computers, do you remember your first game or your first computer, if I'm asked like that, guys?
Yeah, I personally expected this question, so I thought about it before we started.
Prepare.
Basically, so I'm ready. Basically, from a young age, I wanted to play all the newest games on my computer, and I knew how to play solitaire, but that got boring really fast. And I taught myself how to pirate games.
Okay,
And
okay.
I was in that computers era for my teenage years, through middle school, through high school. And the time came to enroll into a university, and I was like, I really don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I mean, I like solving problems. I pirated games. I guess computer science could be my fit. And after starting classes, I didn't expect much. And from the first class from C++, I was like, whoa, I love this stuff. I really adore this stuff. And I'm falling in love with all this every day more and more. So it's really, really wonderful, really fun, and
Nice.
I totally didn't expect this. I'm having trouble hearing you. I don't know
Yeah.
if.
Can you hear us? Oh.
While we wait, Buen, how about you?
Well, I would say my journey was definitely a fun one because I need to send some greetings to my uncle first because he was the one who got me into games. He was a big gamer, like he loved to game, and we played FIFA. We played many interesting games together, and that's the way how we fell in love with the computers. But then I got a question like, okay, this is nice, like everything is beautiful, but how do they make this game? How does this computer world work? Like, is it something that you learn somewhere, or just you're born with it? So that's where my idea came, and from then
Okay.
on, I even from my elementary school, I was interested in those kinds of things. And finally I was eagerly waiting for the university to start, to finally learn what I love, and not to learn uh, I don't know, like history or music classes, or I don't know, any of those subjects that were not for me. Like, and finally when the university came up, I totally found myself, and I totally found my love for the tech world.
That's nice. You can hear me now, I think, both
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
Marce, thank you for handling the situation, indeed. And that's experienced people. That's experienced people from the community, I would say. Yeah, it's really nice. What I said, March, I really like the story about pirating games. I guess that period of era. In that period, I think it was Far Cry. It was one big game for CDs and all that stuff. And I
Yeah.
remember that I was doing that stuff a little bit, if I may call it that. But Boki, I didn't heard what was your first game?
FIFA.
FIFA, yeah, my man. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, from 1998, now it's 2025. Every version of FIFA I have tried from 1998. Now it's 2005, so 25, 27 versions of FIFA I have tried. And the last one, it's quite okay, if I may call it that. I was expecting more, but I expect now more on the next version because that will be, I think with this AI, it will be quite more interesting now. It will be the players, the faces, the audience. It will be quite different, I expect. But FIFA, yeah, the same for me. So I don't play online, just to let you know. So don't.
Which one is your favorite FIFA of all of them?
Oh, favorite. Oh, favorite. That's tough question. I think 18, 19, there was some type of a switch, let's call it like that, because the previous one were by default. For example, there was Euro 2002, then World Cup, then FIFA, this and that. So I was exploring all of those. And I think 2017, 18, there was some switch in software technology. And I remember, I think it was 2018, I was playing 2 years in a row. I remember because, and that's why I think it's a 2018 or 19, because that was the switch where you feel a little bit different on the screen. It's not the same like it was in the last 20 years, if I may call it like that. So I would say, I think 2018, 19. Everything else after that, it's plus minus, but very similar. Only the players' faces are changed.
Yeah.
So not a lot on the game, let's call it like that. So with a new experience, and I think that came, they wanted to keep that, how it was the quote, when it works perfectly, keep it till it works, or how it was. I don't really
If it
remember.
works, don't change it. Yeah.
Indeed. So I think they were playing on that card, because on parallel they have also, I think it's a big concurrent, the PES. Basically, it's really a battle, let's call it like that, with PES and Pro Evolution Soccer. And also, what I really don't like at FIFA is changing the names of the clubs. For example, I'm a big Lazio fan, and the Lazio, it's a Latium, by the way. So basically, it's a really, I think Inter also from Italian league. From the other side, not really, I really don't know. But from the Italy, it's there was Inter, Lazio, and one or two more, where Juventus also. Basically, they have different names. Different names. They have not, for Lazio, it's a Latium. Inter, it's really some long name. Juventus is something else. So that is what I don't really like at FIFA at this in the last 2-3 years. And you can see that it comes everything about those money agreements, I suppose, which is a little bit disappointing, to be honest. But yeah, 2018 March, I would say.
And they changed the name also. Now it's EA.
Oh yeah. EA, indeed. So there was a lot of changes, and I think now, yeah, it's about these legal agreements and sponsors, I suppose, to the football clubs. So that's a little bit, tricky sometimes. For example, the last 2 years, I'm buying FIFA. I play on the Sony, and I'm usually playing 1 month with Lazio, and for example, the full season, Champions League, something, just to export the game. And then you play with Latium. And then my daughter will ask me, Daddy, who is Latium? You work for Lazio. Yeah, Daddy, it's a difficult situation, so I cannot explain all of that, if I may say. So, yeah, that is what I felt disappointed a little bit in the last 2-3 years based on that. But I think 2018, I would say, because 1997-8, it was quite squares, and it was really weird graphical interface. But then the first improvement was Euro 2002, Japan, Korea, and if I remember good. And then there was every year some small improvement on the FIFA till 2018 when they, I think, changed completely. And basically it became a legal stuff about name of the clubs, name of the players, and all that stuff. Oh, okay. Marce Jorge,
What?
you said Solitaire, you were playing, but your favorite game?
My favorite game? Ooh, that's a tough one. I really couldn't answer that. I love them all.
Come on, it's
Maybe
not
the
a framework. It's not a programming framework. It's about game. Come on, you gotta be serious.
I don't know if you have you heard about the Saints Row games.
Zero games.
Saints Row franchise. There are 4 or 5 in the series.
Zero games. You said? Tensor? No, it's not Korean.
Saints Row.
Saints Row.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Saints Row. I see.
Yeah. It's a goofier version of GTA. It's a more fun version for me.
Okay. And did you guys play GTA? Now it came to my mind. These 2 days I'm listening about GTA 6 or something. It's coming out. Did you ever play
Hopefully.
it?
We played, yeah, of course. GTA
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
GTA 4. I
Oh,
remember
nice.
pirating GTA 4 with all those 4 or 5 CDs on my computer.
Oh yeah.
It was a stressful period.
Yeah.
Indeed. There was a one, maybe if you find it on the internet, I expect that they will find. I'm struggling to install that. I was playing a lot Command and Conquer Generals. It was a good strategy. Maybe maybe you have heard, maybe you
Heard
have
of it.
seen that, but it's sorry.
Heard of it only, yeah.
Yeah. Generals and General 0 Hour. That was the 2 parts, and basically that was one of the, I think, my best strategy and the most favorite strategy. And FIFA from the sport games. Those 2, I would say, if I need to choose, FIFA and Generals is, these 2. That's it. You can lock me 1, 2, 3 months, and I think you're good to go. Nice.
Basically, I think
Okay.
that we growed up with GTA, and everyone like in our neighborhood was playing that game. And yeah, when you go out, it was like only people talking about GTA, and they learn some cheat sheets, and
Yeah.
how a tank falls from the sky and so on. So yeah,
Wow.
it was, I think, one of my childhood memories that I won't forget.
Yeah. Definitely,
That's a
we got
big
an end of an
difference.
era writing your cheats on a piece of paper with a pen.
Yeah.
I think we're the final generation that did that.
Yeah.
Indeed, and it's quite a different era. When I was playing, we didn't talk outside here because not everyone have a computer at home, if I may say like that. So most of the time, did you watch that football match? Did you watch basketball? Basically, what it happened on the TV, not on what did you play it on the computer and all the stuff. So that's a different era also view on for me myself, if I may call it like that. But I really like what Marcus said. Yeah, you catch that on the sticker, writing down, you need to write this, press enter, and then you will get this and that. So that's funny and interesting to see indeed. Well, nice. I think I have around 2 more questions. One question. Yeah, the last one will be the difficult one. This one will be simple. What is for both of you now? I'm counting you as experienced guys, if I may call like that, also from the community and learning from the seniors, let's call it like that, from the experienced people. How is your view on everything with AI and how the things are going, if I may say like that? How do you see the things in the next 5 years, let's call it like that? And all the stuff with AI stuff, AI agents, also the technical stuff, if I may call it like that.
Well, that's a bit of a difficult question, in my opinion. It's not a simple one.
That's a junior
But,
answer, by the way. That's a junior answer, Mr. Marco. I'm kidding, of course. Go on.
Well, I don't know. It definitely will be exciting. That's a political
Okay.
answer.
What is your
And
expectation, if I may say like that, March?
something with all these agents,
Yeah.
and these agents are like Miodrag, our friend, presented
Yeah.
an implementation with all these specified agents. One is
Okay.
a developer, one is a researcher, one is a DevOps guy, one is a security guy. And I think
Okay.
that in the next 5 or 10 years, we will have
Okay.
IT of 5 or 6 guys that control all these agents. And we won't be 50, 60 people working on a web app. So we will be definitely more productive as professionals with all these agents. But the need of so many engineers and IT guys will definitely be a lot smaller. But definitely
Okay.
new jobs will open and new
True.
opportunities will open with all these new agents. So it will definitely be fun, but we couldn't know definitely what exactly
Yeah.
is
No, that's
waiting
why
for
I.
us.
What is your expectation with all of that? 5, 6,
Yeah,
7, 10, basically agents to change the people on building application, database, whatever there, and all that stuff. So that's a nice answer. So I will correct myself. It's not a junior answer. It's a good answer. Sorry.
thank you.
Boki?
I definitely agree, and I think that in the next couple of years we need to focus on creating and managing different types of AI agents, and
Okay.
those agents could now, I think they could be like you can find them in different aspects of the industry. So as Marco said, different types of agents for different types of purposes, and the key thing is on how to manage these agents to be more productive and simply make your job easier. But I totally state this that we wouldn't be substituted completely, because still there is a need of a human to manage those AI agents or robots or whatever it is.
Whatever.
So I think it will be like maybe an easier job for us and also a more productive one, but I wouldn't say that we'll be completely substituted by them.
Yeah, it just came to my mind. If now somebody asks you, Marco, what is for you one agent that I will build for you and it will help to you? What will be that agent? For example.
The all-knowing agent, I guess. But on a more serious note, the the agent that knows how to convey knowledge to me the most
Okay.
efficiently, in
Yeah.
a sense that everybody has a specific type of learning, and I
Yeah.
try to tailor my AI companions to speak to me and teach me the ways I like to be taught about all the new technologies, all the new stuff, even with university. And maybe I would
Okay.
request a tailored professor in a way that everything I will need will be there, and I will just query him, and he'll know how
Oh,
to
no.
tell me what I need to know.
Okay. That's nice. Oh, that's interesting. I think we're almost there. I think there is a couple of agents and couple of stuff that it can get
Yeah,
to you, get
that's
the
pretty
news to
close.
you. Yeah, pretty close indeed. Maybe not fully aligned with your idea, let's call it like that, but it can be easily achieved, if I may call it like
Yeah.
that. Oh, nice. That's interesting. Boki?
Well, I will go with a very unique idea, an agent that will
Okay.
prioritize my tasks of the day when I'm at work, for example, and it will make a special, like rules that will say, okay, now you need to do this task. This task is more relevant than this, and also afterwards, when it gives me the choice of which task I need to do, I would ask him, okay, now let's begin and let's do this, like help me make the best version of this. So
Okay.
something, type of an agent like that.
Okay. Uh, your idea is quite similar on mine, and it's not called an agent, it's called a second brain.
Or maybe a second.
Okay.
And yeah, I will tell you why. Because for example, why I'm saying all of this, because I was thinking a lot about the last couple of months, and I Google it, I research with AI, with ChatGPT, deep research, in the free time and all the stuff. And on Google, I think there is also, it's written a second brain. Why? Because to prioritize your time, you need to know all your information. For example, if you finish work at 5, what is your first prior? Let's call it like that. I'm talking about myself now. Is the prior to pick up the kids, or a prior to go to the gym, or to cook the dinner, or I don't know, to go for a walk, or to drink a coffee maybe? So there is a 5 things, and basically to know all of this information, you need to make a family alignment, let's call it like that, with your partner, with your wife, and whatever. If she's picking the kids, who will prepare the dinner? Or should we buy McDonald's or something? Or should I will go to the gym? That means that after 1 hour you will eat, you will have the dinner, hour and something. So there is a lot of connections, brain connections, which need to prioritize all of this. And it's quite complicated, I must be honest with you. So you need to have a clone from yourself, I would say, as a second brain, where you will give this data to the ChatGPT or whatever. So it, if I may say like that, it can prioritize for yourself. It's quite a difficult idea, by the way.
I will still make the choices. By the way, he could just like give me suggestions of what he thinks that it should be prioritized, but the decisions will still be made by me.
Okay, but to give you a suggestion, you need to have your ideas from here.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's the tricky.
Easily
That's
have
why
my
I'm
ideas.
calling second brain and
Yeah.
connection on that. Oh, nice. Okay, interesting. Okay, Boki, you're too complicated. Marce, your idea is better. Nice. Okay. Nice, guys. Okay, my last question. What was the last book that both of you have read?
Bojan first.
Well, the last book I read or I'm currently reading.
Okay, we can go for 2 books for you. Marco, we can skip the answer for yourself. Okay. I'm kidding. Yeah, both of book.
Okay, so the book I recently finished, it was a very nice book called Unfuck Yourself, which is a very, very interesting topic of a book, firstly. And secondly, the author is a very renowned author, and it's also a New York Times bestseller. He talks about simple things that we do complicate in life. When I was reading the book, it got me thinking, like, okay, why do we do this? Like, it's so simple, and why do we make it complicated? Why complicated? Like, why do we make such decisions? And how to? And he also explains the way on how to make the best decisions in times where you're under pressure, or your mind is not there. So yeah, a fantastic book. And the one that I'm currently reading is How Democracies Fall. It's a political book. I'm also like, my hobby is definitely political sciences, the thing that I would have become if I didn't become a computer scientist. So I love politics. I love seeing how leaders and the ones that are on position think, and what do they do in their time. So a pretty interesting but a very political book, I would say.
Nice. I was always curious about those political, and I was always, there is a people for this politics I'm not planning to read. So I was choosing the first one, Unfuck Yourself. If I may say like that, I'm fan of that type of books. So it's more different and interesting to read. The political one I will keep maybe before pension, before retirement somewhere, maybe to read about those, but not for now, to be honest, completely. Okay, Marce?
Well, yeah, I rarely read, to be honest.
Okay.
Last book I've read something from Robert Greene or maybe Napoleon Hill. Those are
Okay.
self-help authors talking and preaching about their views about the world and how one should act and work,
Nice.
states of mind, how one
Yeah.
should think. But I have found that reading doesn't tingle my brain enough. I like
Yeah.
to solve mysteries, solve tasks, solve Rubik's cubes, solve my error in my C++ assignment from first years,
Yeah.
lead code, that kind of stuff. Also, as a hobby, I play music that
Yeah.
tingles my brain in another fun way. So, not really through reading, but I find
Yeah.
my stuff to
Another way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
educate. Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. There is, I think, I found it on YouTube. There is some type of audio books for example, if you're going with bus or with bicycle, you're traveling, you just want to put some headphones and just listen something, just there is a show, there's this. Sometimes you want to come down and just relax yourself. There is some type of audiobooks, not the applications for audiobooks, but there is a longer version on YouTube where is basically people reading for you, so you can just
Yeah.
listen the whole book and all that stuff. So maybe for the future, if you don't have time, you can check that one. So maybe it will be interesting or funny
Yeah.
to listen all of that stuff. Okay, nice, boys. Already 1 hour. I really enjoyed on this conversation, and I really like the conversation that we have done. One more time, I would like to give you kudos to both of you, what you're doing. Continue doing that stuff. Continue with the achievements, if I may say like that. And I hope soon I will see you in the MVP portal, if I may call like that. So that's another level of after the student ambassador, if I may call like that. And MVP, but also why not MCT, both of you, because you're quite good in doing things in what you're doing in your community. And of course, I think the mentoring people, giving knowledge to the people, it's always a nice thing, and networking. So I would like to wish you, both of you, the best of luck and all the successes to achieve, both of you. And I hope to see you soon, maybe for a coffee.
Hopefully. Thank
Indeed.
you. I think I speak for me and Bojan. It was a pleasure being on here to be your guests, and it was a pleasure meeting you. Hopefully, all the
Yeah.
guys that were watching us and
Thank you.
girls had a great time.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you to both of you one more time for the time. First of all, for this 1 hour with a wonderful conversation, I was really enjoying. And indeed, we will stay in touch, and I hope to see you soon, if I may call it like that.
Hopefully.
Perfect. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next Tuesday, of course, with the new guests. And have a nice evening all. Bye-bye.